Alrighty then. So, second item, I guess, second song. Uh, the next one that we're going to be looking at is "A Mighty Fortress Is Our God." Now this one is actually a really cool song, and it is based on Psalm 46, and it was written by Martin Luther in 1529. For anybody who doesn't know who Martin Luther is, basically he created the Reformation as we know it today. If you are going to a Baptist church, a Lutheran church, a Pentecostal church, what, so on and so forth, if you're going to any of these churches, you can legitimately thank Martin Luther because he went against the Roman Catholic Church to be able to bring religion to everyone without having to go through the Roman Catholic priests and stuff. I believe eventually he did burn at the stake. This was basically his battle cry to be able to bring um, to be able to bring you the freedoms that you have today. So we're going to sing it and go verse by verse and just talk a little bit about this and everything. So I hope you enjoy. First verse. A mighty all right. A mighty fortress is our God, a bulwark never failing. Our helper he amid the flood of mortal ills prevailing. For still our ancient foe doth seek to work us woe. His craft and power are great, and armed with cruel hate. On earth is not his equal. So basically, what you're doing, what you have here is a mighty fortress is our God, a bulwark never failing. So we don't really have quite the greatest understanding of this today. However, back in that time frame, a fortress, a bulwark, was basically what kept the enemies out. So basically, when Martin Luther was writing this, he was going through persecution from the Roman Catholic Church, and he was basically clinging to God, and there was a lot of miracles that took place with this. And so basically, as he was saying, it's a bulwark that doesn't fail. Basically, it doesn't matter what happens. And then our helper, he amid the flood of mortal ills prevailing. So you had this flood of different things going on. You had diseases, you had the Catholic Church, and so on and so forth. And basically saying it's not prevailing against this because it just won't. For still our ancient foe doth seek to do us to work us woe. His craft and power are great, and armed with cruel hate, on earth is not his equal. And it's basically when he was looking at it is there isn't a human that he could see that at that point on living on Earth that was equal to the 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 ancient foe that they were going after, and so it's basically setting up that of how much this was a true battle going on for what he saw as the future of the church, and pretty awesome. So verse 2, did we all right, did we in our own strength confide, our striving would be losing. We're not the right men on our side, the man of God's own choosing, dost ask who thou may be. Yeshua, it is he, Lord Sabbath, his name, from age to age the same, and he must win the battle. So basically, what this was saying is if it was just up to us, we would have lost a long time ago because we aren't strong enough to be able to set up against this. And basically, we needed him on our side. Um, Yeshua being the one. Basically, it's the only one that's found worthy. Lord Sabbath, his name. So he is the Lord of the Sabbath and the day of rest. From age to age, the same, meaning he has not changed ever, age to age. Once again, multiple ages, and the same yesterday, today, and forever. And he must win the battle, meaning I have no strength alone to be able to do this, but he certainly does. Verse 3. And though this world with devils filled should threaten to undo us, we will not fear, for God hath willed his truth to triumph through us. The Prince of Darkness grim, we tremble not from him. His rage we can endure, for lo, his doom is sure. One little word shall fail him. So basically, what you have in this one is verse 3 is although this world with devils filled, meaning there's a lot of demons out there, still is, should threaten to undo us, meaning they are working hard to bring us down. We will not fear, for God hath willed his truth to triumph through us. Basically, let us be the weapon. The Prince of Darkness grim, we tremble not for him. His rage we can endure. Yeah, the devil's rage is demons. Lucifer's rage is definitely a lot. But the low, his doom is sure, meaning we already know who wins. It's already written out. He doesn't believe it, but it's written out. For one little word shall fail. All right. Verse 4. That word, that word above all earthly powers, no thanks to them abideth. The Spirit and the gifts are ours, through him who with us sideth. Let goods and kindred go, this mortal life also, the body they may kill. God's truth abideth still, his kingdom is forever. So basically, the spirit and the gifts are ours. Um, the world above all earth, the word above all earthly powers, no thanks to them abideth. Basically, if you look at the history of the Catholic Church, they were really working on destroying the ability for people to be able to have scriptures and read them. Um, the spirit and the gifts are ours. Basically, it means that the scriptures are ours. Our spirit is ours, and the gifts that have been given are ours. These are all things that are ours through him who with us sideth. Basically, it's saying I pledge, I am for him, and he is for me. So that's how that one works. Let goods and kindred go, this mortal life also, meaning this world is just a very temporary world, and regardless of, the goods, the family, the life, the body they may kill. God's truth abideth still. His kingdom is forever, meaning it didn't matter what happened to them, that they wanted to create the possibility for the people of the future to be able to have a church that was not underneath the control of the Pope. And that happened. That truly happened. So remember, this was in what was it, 1529 that he wrote this. I mean, just absolutely awesome, awesome song. And they were going through a lot back then when this was written. So this was basically a wartime song against the Roman Catholic Church, and he wasn't afraid to die, and he was not afraid that it was going to be the end for him, regardless of anything that happened. So really, truly, absolutely an amazing song here from the 1500s by Martin Luther. Um, Absolutely incredible story. Look it up. Take a look. Learn something about learn something about the church and where it came from and how it came to be. Great stuff in there to learn for sure. I hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you for sticking around with me, especially if you made it through all my horrible singing. I hope that you have a great day, and we'll check you all later.